Good afternoon. It's Mike Ogilvie. Monday evening, 5:45 on the third week of isolation. So, who would have thought that our own Prime Minister would end up having to be admitted to hospital? It made me think that when I heard the story of a hospital that was asking people to sign do not resuscitate forms as they were going in, just in case, because of whether or not they wanted to be kept alive or not. It sounds awful, it sounds morbid, but it's how bad the disease is. Now, just imagine if it was you. What would you want to happen? Have you put into place your own will, let alone a business will, a corporate will? What does your shareholder agreement say? If you were killed, if you were killed by this virus, or say you weren't killed, but you were left incapacitated because the strain of the virus caused you to have a heart attack or stroke or something like that, God forbid. But it just made me think, having more and more discussions with clients, have you prepared a will? Are you part of that over 50% of our population who have not prepared a will, of our adult population who have not prepared a will? It's in your hands to do something about this now. The lawyers are rushed off their feet as people begin to realise they haven't prepared their wills. But what about corporate wills? So what would you do if you were left incapacitated, unwell? And so that, have you got any lasting power of attorney is in place? To say that you were still alive but couldn't run your business. Do you say, well, that's somebody else's problem? Or have you actually put into place something because it will never happen to me? That's what most people do. It'll never happen to me. So now's your opportunity to think seriously about this and take the steps to look at your shareholder agreements, to look at your corporate wills, to look at your lasting powers of attorney. Do you want to have any instructions to your lieutenants, your assistants who would have to run the business while you're recuperating? Or if you were unfortunate to die, what would have to happen? Who would run the business in your place? What's the funding going to be there? Have you got any shareholder protection? Have you got any insurance to protect? What about your key people insurance? Have you got that in place? It might be too late to do anything like that, but that's the question, because talking to one or two clients, I suddenly realised actually it's not in place. It's really quite worrying. And I thought I have to just share this video with you just to ask you the question, not to preach to you, just ask you the question, because it's something, another thing to worry about, I realise. But I know that speaking, my wife's a lawyer, I've got friends who are lawyers, they are rushed off their feet producing wills, but they are doing special arrangements to where introductions are given, so that, say, for example, the corporate side, if you need to have your shareholders agreement done, it can be done. It shouldn't be put off. You need to think about what you need to look after. So I leave that question for you, and I'm sorry to be so morbid, but trying to be pragmatic and trying to be practical. We've left the latest, updated the latest information regarding the CBILS, corporate business, the coronavirus business interruption loan scheme onto our website today, and also the latest explanation and clarification from the Inland Revenue regarding the job retention scheme, the furloughing. So that's all there for you to look at, confirmed what I've sent earlier about directors can be furloughed, and the clarification of what they consider to be work and not work. So all the best for now. Keep safe, keep smiling, keep positive, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.